Got the Rapala spinner on there. Let's see how many times I can get it going. I just realized the whole time I've been filming, I've been talking when the camera was off, and then fishing when the camera was on. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, I'm at Herkimer Diamond Mines, KOA, at the river right next to it. There's the Herkimer Diamond Mines. I discovered it when they're blasting for this road that goes through here. It's 60 something or 90 something, I'm not sure, connecting Herkimer to that town up yonder. Herkimer Diamond Mines are the only place in the world to find the nice Herkimers. There's a KOA place over here, but theirs aren't as nice. They got some rust in them, and their hill's going to be gone in a matter of 20 years or so because they let you use jackhammers and backhoes and electric tools. Herkimer Diamond Mine is all hand tools, so they're trying to preserve it for the next few hundred years. But it's basically two hills divided by a little creek that's coming out right here that are packed with those Herkimer diamonds, and that's the only place in the world you can find them. There's a few hills around here that have them, but they're not as good. There's one little place that has something called scepter diamonds. They're pretty neat, but that's private property, and they open on and off, and you kind of got to know them to go in there. But it's around 7 a.m. We're fishing, trying to catch some trout. I had a wiggle worm on, put it on my shirt here. That wasn't doing any good, so trying this. I do have a bobber on. I know people say it scares the fish away, but I like to see where my line is and give it, you know, a little tug down the river. So we'll see if that works at all. I'm hoping coming off this rapids right here in this pool here, there'll be some some trout. So I'll let you know. No luck on the sink bait lure. Caught my pants a few times, but I kept casting into the rapids and letting it flow into this calmer spot. So if they were in there, they would have probably taken it. I'm gonna go up there. There's a nice big calm pool. Let's see if we can get over there and cast into that. So I sacrificed my feet. My lure got caught and couldn't pull it out, so I had to walk in the water and get a different angle on it. So we'll see you up there. Got the little creek that separates Herkimer Mine 1 and Mine 2. I'm sure if you looked around under these rocks and stuff, you'd find some diamonds that washed out over the years. I'm sure you probably know a lot of them actually. There's a bridge, the road, and then on the other side you can see the pockmarked hills as the curvature of the upheaval follows the curvature of the hill, and you get those really deep pockmarks that are a sign of Herkimers in there. It'd be really nice to mine the creek area actually, because it's all big chunks like this that you could just easily break into and move a lot of rock. You got to move a lot of rock to find the diamonds. That's the rule. The more rock you move and break up and look through, the more diamonds you're going to find. And the lower you are, the better they are. So it's pretty low. And here we got the river. I was just down over there a little ways. I'm going to try to cross over here into that calm. Now that my feet are all wet, I can just walk right through. See you over there. Definitely cold, good trout water. Ooh, that one's deep. Maybe there's some in there. There we go. Whew. Imagine crossing a river. About 7:10 a.m. Ooh, this looks promising. Look at that. How a river can have a hill in it. Something else. A few casts. Took the bobber off. I'm gonna try to listen to the old timer. It said the bobber scares the fishes away, which makes sense in a calm pool. No luck yet. I'm getting washed down the river really fast, so I want to be in this calm area here. There's a few trees under there. I'm a little concerned about getting my lure stuck. I mean, it's not a big deal if I lose it, but I'd rather not. So I'm going to cast up and give it a swim motion. My back's starting to hurt, unfortunately, so I need to save myself for Herkimer later. There's some stupid geese. So let's see if we get anything. Well, I've broken the line. Lure and tackle all gone. Quote some old funny guy that I fished with once. There ain't no fish in here. And then that day I caught probably 5 12-inch rainbow trout. So there ain't no fish in here. I'll let some other guy find him. Maybe we'll hit the river up or down later today, tomorrow morning. And that's it, folks. See you at the mines. When we came, I went around 6 o'clock p.m. Through that aqueduct or whatever it's called, other bridge on the other side, and looked at all the pockmarks where the Herkimers must have been. So, like I said, a little waterfall over there, I'm sure, holds great riches of Herkimer diamonds. But my son found out that it's protected land, and I was committing a felony by looking through there and breaking a few rocks. Oh, it's slippery. So no more of doing that, but it looks like a really diamond-rich area up there near the waterfall. I think some of the Herkimer diamond mines hires people to mine diamonds for their store and for their online store, and they get pretty close to that riverbed or to that creek bed. Because the natural ice wedging in the winter and just the erosion of the steady creek breaks up the rocks, so you got fissures all over the place, whereas the rock wall that's being mined day in and day out for 6 months of the year for the last 30 years or more, and 40 years or more. Is all hard, solid dolomite that you got to make your own fissures in. Once in a while you get lucky, but you're mostly working with solid dolomite rock, which is the hardest rock in America. And oddly, am I filming here? Yeah. Oddly, it's a sedimentary rock, which kind of confuses me. I would think the igneous would be the hardest rock there is in America, but apparently this sedimentary dolomite is the hardest. And what happened was, just like oil is made, plant matter and maybe to a small extent like living animal tissue got trapped in the sedimentary layers, and then over time and pressure and gets a little heat. I guess pressure equals heat, so but it formed the double terminated quartz crystals, what we call Herkimer diamonds. And boy are they pretty, and boy are they fun to find in the wall there. When you break it open and you see the gleam, it's like we're cavemen or dwarves finding diamonds and gold for the first time and probably worshipping it back then. Not the dwarves, the cavemen. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's the main fishing access area, and where they used to have you get in your tubes. You could rent tubes and ride the river down, and then they would scoop you up on the other side. Here's some of the cabins. You'll see in a minute the beauty that we have for the night or 2 nights, depending if we stay another day. Here's an example of some igneous rock. I believe that's just some granite there, softer than the sedimentary dolomite that we're going to be breaking. And these are all these dolomites, very dense, tight crystal clusters, igneous dolomite. Let's see which one smashes the other. Oh, that was fun. These are the cabins. We stayed here a couple times. There's the bathroom and shower house in the back there by those arborvitaes. Several cabins. This is a cottage, I believe. It doesn't have a bathroom, but it has air conditioning and bed and a sink, perhaps. Maybe a stove. There's a better cottage as well. There you see the walkway to the diamond mine there. People, especially on a Saturday, people are going to be lining up half an hour before mine opening to get their spot they were at yesterday, or find a really good spot on the wall. First come, first serve. There's a whole decorum about it. I'll explain later. You can go in a place that somebody was at yesterday if you get there first, but only if they didn't break into a mine. Those are the cottages. They're very nice. They're the ones right by the diamond mine. They're a good amalgamation of this one and this one. They have all amenities, but they're kind of small. There's one big one I remember that had like a loft, but I'm not seeing it right now that we stayed at. But yeah, like I said, wait till you see what I'm staying in. Here we have the moderate high-end cabins or cottages. They spell them with a K because of KOA. Haha. Very nice. They have usually bed, bunk bed, stove, sink. Very nicely decorated inside. The ones on the other side are themed and they're a little bigger than these. I don't know if these are prefab. It'd be easy to get a little plot of land for cheap and build one of these babies and have a nice little escape. These are cottages. They're pretty good. The amenities and stuff, they're also smaller. And you can see in the background there, that's where we stayed last year. Those are pretty nice. They got a nice vaulted ceiling and heater, bathroom, pretty much full amenities, glamping cottages. Done a lot of work here at the KOA in these picnic areas. So you could bring your camper and truck. It seems I haven't seen one Ford. I've seen Dodge Rams, beastie Dodge Rams that are new, and even more so the Chevrolet trucks, 2500 and 3500s. I guess that's the way to go nowadays. Ford isn't competing or something. There's a nice Airstream. I had one there in the steel, and she had a retro one, which are quite valuable actually. But that's supposed to be the top of the line for small RVs, is Airstream. So we got the mine. You can see there's a walkway going up. They're trying to open up another mine up top there, but I doubt they'll have the luck they have with the rock walls over here. You can see that's the first mine. We do the second mine. That's back behind there. The creek that we just walked through separates it. The first mine's okay. There's some stuff on the far right they're getting into, cutting into the wall that's close to the creek. But my favorite's right in the middle of the second mine. That's where the sweet spot is for me. It looks like they just turned on the lights up there. They're opening up for the morning. I think the mine opens at 9 or 9:30, and the store opens around 8. There'll be cars up there before we know it, lining up with their tools, ready to mine for the day. Here's the, let me zoom out there. Here's the check-in place and the gift shop. Obviously, they have pretty much anything you need for camping, but it's insanely priced. You can rent some golf carts. Never did that, but that might be cool, especially if you're here for a few days. You can rent these for the kiddies. I think it's $18 an hour or $12 an hour for those little bike things. It'd be cool if they had some like electric ones or something. Here's the shop. Let's see if I could turn on a light. Last night we were peeking in with the light on and the guy didn't seem to appreciate it. But let's see here. There's a nice picture. That's gonna fog up on me, isn't it? Yeah, well. Anyway. But they have some really nice samples in there of the of what you can find on the hill. I'm not giving any look at that. That's oh, that's nice. That's a picture of the rock wall. I think that's the second mine where I like to go. I have like a mural of it on their back wall, and then a bunch of tchotchkes, and somewhere in there they have some really nice examples of a nice big pocket that you can break into. This is a pool, obviously not open yet this season. I don't think we've always came in spring because that's the best time to go. The rock wall is freshly open for the season, so all the winter ice wedging that you experienced reveals the crevices, so you can move a lot of rock. Move rock to find diamonds. This is new since last year. A little panning station for some gems. You buy a bag of dirt and go in there. This whole area is pretty nice. It's like I don't know, there's a playground here and I think a basketball court. But they put this berm in and they get all the rock they want for landscaping. This is all that dolomite that they brought up from top. And if you look for a good piece and bring it back to your cabin, you can find that's just a piece of raw quartz. That's pretty nice. Yeah, if you find something like this, for example, so if I busted that up, I'd probably find some more diamonds in there, because that's a nice piece of the wall in the right section for some nice clear druzy filled pockets with some nice diamonds in them. But yeah, you could just go around here the night before you're mining and pick up one of these and crack it up and probably find something. You got that one would be a good one. Last year we got a whole little baggie right from picking out these stones the night before. But just like today, I'm paying for yesterday doing too much before the day in the mine. I guarantee if you split this one up, there'd be some big ones in there, or at least medium clear ones. But yeah, this is their berm, their landscaping, and little rest area. You got some couches and some propane little bonfires. You can make your own s'mores or whatever here instead of building a fire at your campground if you want. My spirea. I don't know what that is. That's some nice ornamental grasses. I think a bunch more ornamental grasses would be ideal in this garden. So you got the little nighttime party area. What is it going on? These are real. Oh, these is this new concept umbrella. I like it. It's very cool. Instead of having the post on the bottom, the umbrella opens out like a flower opening. Got a cornhole, nice old Airstream that they turned into like a food truck. More cornhole, some nice Adirondack chairs. Foursquare, big time. Or I don't remember what that's called. Another fire pit, nice and cozy, and nice grass too. This is new seed. This is all dirt last year when we were here, so we give it a little fertilizer, hopefully natural fertilizer. It would be nice and green and lush. And this is apparently an ice cream place, and that looks like an Airstream that they painted, which is a little silly. Why would you cover up stainless steel? But anyway, I guess they wanted it red. I got my camera, or my flash on? I do. Let's turn that off. No need for that. That's what I'm talking about. The big Rams. Oh, there's a Ford, but it's not a Ford truck. Got this big ass 2500 HD Z71. And then what do we got over here? A 3500 HD Z21. What's that behind it? 2500 HD Z21. Duramax, Duramax, Duramax. That's something else. And Ellison transmission. That's a very good transmission. Put a Cummins engine in one of these, then you're good to go. But trucks are insane nowadays. I'm 6'3", and I have the camera at chest level. And look at how high this is. Very cool truck. I see a Ram up there. I don't want to spoil the reveal of where we're staying. So there again is the walkway up. Oh yeah, there's probably employees, but there's already quite a few cars up there. Sometimes the hardcore fellows just sleep in the car in the parking lot and go in the next day. The ones that sell it, they'll stay here from opening in I think early May or mid-April. Yeah, I think mid-April they open, and then they'll stay until the peak of summer or even throughout summer. Just mine every day and sell them online, what they get. You gotta be in good shape for that, I'll tell you what. So here we got another truck. This is a Dodge Ram tower. Yeah, Ford's not getting the love anymore. I guess they're concentrating on their Broncos. I think a souped-up Bronco could probably tow this too. If you had the right setup. And here's the reveal. That was a surprise to me and my son as well. I made plans with my sister to rent a place. I was thinking maybe one of those or one of the ones over there near the water. But she was the way my sister is, and it was amazing and gave us a nice surprise. Some dirty Canadian geese. So let's reenact the surprise we had yesterday when we pulled up. We knew we had a cottage or whatever. We had planned it for a while, and me and my son drove out here from Buffalo, my sister from Syracuse, and we did some shopping beforehand. Yeah, I got my son his the pick of the litter for a crack hammer, so it would be his own. And we like blacksmithing as well. And I wanted him to get the 3-pound Est-wing, the traditional crack hammer that all the pros use. But he ended up choosing like a regular hammer with a point on the back, and we went to check it out, and it was called the blacksmith hammer. So I call him Thor. So what's the chances of him picking a blacksmith hammer and being Thor? But here's the house. This is the back side. It's amazing. We pulled up. My sister had told us to go straight back, and that's where our cabin was. And actually, there's a car that matches hers that was back there. But when we pulled up, I saw Rylan standing there, and then I saw my sister's car, and Luke and I started high-fiving and celebrating because we had seen this before and always wanted to stay here, and it's quite amazing. The tree halves don't actually hold up anything. I mean, they might a little bit, but those are just for show. Give you a good look at it here. It's like something out of Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. Either one, I love it. That's the bathroom stuff. Ooh. Yeah, we got these trees here and some nice cedar siding. There's my fishing pole. No luck with that. You look in here, you see the actual structure. See my light works. They got some steel beams, like welded, custom-made steel beams. They mentioned who made it, but Oh, these are the other side of those trees, so they do a little bit. It's a nice solid maple. You can tell maple because it has the cross hatches there. But yeah, it's holding up the house a little bit, I guess, the maple. But it's mostly these metal beams here. I mean, that's maybe $2,000 worth of metal, and you get yourself a base for a house like this, and potentially the rest of it, if you had a chunk of land with some good trees, you could do with a nice steel saw and a lot of experience. So I would like to consider doing that, buying a chunk of land and building something like this on it. Probably, if you get free labor from my buddy Corey, and he could teach me a lot, I could probably build the whole thing for under $10,000 if you buy the property. And they have cheap property, 3 or 4 acres, kind of in the boondocks for around $10,000. So $20,000, you could build this in the woods and have it be your little home away from home, or your home for a while. So we got this fire pit here, nice patio, a lot of mulch, a lot of red mulch. Clashes a little bit, but yeah, I'm sure they don't want to spend a ton of time, and it's nice and thick, the mulch, so I'm not going to get many weeds through here for a while. But yeah, so that's elk skull. It's probably a legitimate one. I don't know how they keep the squirrels away. Squirrels like to eat skulls for some reason. I guess the calcium. That chimney, I'm not sure if it actually does anything. It might be for show. I didn't see anything over there in that spot. The fire pit, there's a little problem with the fire pit. It's nicely built, but it doesn't get any airflow, so I deconstructed the fire pit a tad and then put that hole in it. I would have gone deeper, but it was late and I wasn't feeling like it, so ideally I would have taken out that block or these two, and then I put a piece of dolomite in there. That might not, it's probably not going to get so hot because there's potential air pockets in those rocks because of the diamonds, but up there it probably won't get that hot. But yeah, it wasn't getting any airflow, so I tried to remedy it, and it turned out pretty good. I tried to dig underneath too to get some suction going. You get a vacuum with the heat rising, you could suck out air from the bottom, but it was too dark and too muddy and too hot at the time, because I had a fire going. What else here? I'll show you a little bit more of the house. Oh yeah, there's pickaxe. There's little gems everywhere. A nice old shovel. It's funny, when I was landscaping, I had shovels that are that old that I was using for work. If they work, they work. Yeah, some pickaxes, probably not that old, maybe like from the 70s or 60s. This one might be an older one. Here, let's check this out. Yeah, that's old, boy. That's probably 100 years old, I would say. If not more. It's amazing. If you get some good steel, you get surface rust, and that's about it. You could buff that out looking brand new in about an hour. The wood is a little rotted. You want to replace that handle, but you could use that head for another 100 years or more. This might have been something else that broke off. I can't really tell. Let's see, there's a nice spade shovel. That's not that old. I see the little squirrel go in. I see it. Little hand pickaxe there. You can't see his head, but whatever. That's kind of weird anyway. Oh yeah, and these arborvitaes, I'm sure they were planted short, and I don't know how long ago this was built. It's not very old, and it looks pretty nice and new inside. Oh, a reclaimed steel roof as well. I mean, you could find that in garbage. If you were building this, you could garbage pick or go to a country auction. You get something like that for pennies. Oops, sorry about that. So, boy, I don't like these. Yeah, those are old barn roof or house roofing. I don't know. It's old metal roofing. So you can pick that up for next to nothing. And you see the top set of windows there. That's open all the way up to the peak. So when you're in there, you get a very open and large feeling. It's not cramped at all. It looks like the centerpiece was made initially, and then maybe the two on the side, and good at woodworking, so I don't know how they would have built it. And the base is right on that metal frame, just plywood. You could get some really good plywood and put up the walls. You probably use pallets for the walls, something like that, or just your own hewn wood. Off, geese. That's their go away sound. So yeah, these arborvitaes, they probably put them in. These are probably 10 years growth, surprisingly. They probably put them in at little like 4 or 5 foot trees, just thinking it would cover the base, but they took off, and I should make a mental note of that. If I ever need some quick coverage in 5 years, they'd be about half that height and nice and open. I planted them quite far apart, and yet they still filled in there really nicely and very even as well. So it gives it a quick, some quick coverage with a decent appeal. Just regular arborvitaes. These blue spruce, on the other hand, are probably 50 years old or 30 years old. They're a beautiful tree. If you fertilize them and keep them healthy, you get that blue color. But they get a little sporadic if they're left to their own devices and are not trimmed, and it takes them a long time to get to the sizes that they do. We cut down some on my property, or my parents' property, and my shared property. You get blue spruces like this, and those take a long time to grow, and if you don't fertilize them and trim them and stuff, you're gonna get them looking like this instead of a nice thick bush like you have here. That's the only upside to the arborvitae. They're quick growth and they're nice and full. You can get a blue spruce like that, but you need to really stay on them and fertilize them. In the back, you got some other arborvitaes, a different type. They look like Christmas trees, but they're ugly and brownish. But yeah, you get a nice blue spruce and keep it fertilized and trim it right. You get a nice full bush. That's my favorite, but they do take a while to grow. Yeah, so that's the house. I think people are sleeping still, so I'll film some more of the inside later. There's a there's a shotgun over the wall. I think they just welded it, and then there's a bolt action gun, which I'd always wanted. Not bolt action, lever gun, like a Winchester, above the wall. That they filled with lead in the barrel, but it's a full working gun. It looks nice. Let's see what the geese are doing here. They're competing for some land. That's probably 2 males and a female. That male is just trying to live. Ooh, I don't want to get involved with that, so I'm gonna back off a little bit, but it's fun nonetheless. So that male is saying, "Get out of here, eh? I'm Canadian, eh, hosehead? I'm gonna get you for this." And she says, "Oh, get him, eh? Get that hosehead." He says, "I'm gonna do it, okay? Just wait. He's leaving. Let him go. Hoser. Oh, you're gonna come for me again, eh? Tell him to take off, eh? Come on, honey, do it. Tell him to take off. I'll do it, eh? Hosehead." Now she's mad at him and him. Oh wait, this might be something totally different happening. And we're gone. Look at this rock over here. I don't know if this is the kids or the rest of the flock, but we're gonna stand over here and not think about what's going on. I think they are fighting, actually, now that I look back, but I wasn't sure. It's alright, guys. So, yeah, here's the house. Beautiful. Herkimer diamond mine. Gonna get some diamonds today. Yeah, so that's the house. I think people are sleeping still, so I'll film some more of the inside later. There's a there's a shotgun over the wall. I think they just welded it. And then there's a bolt action gun, which I'd always wanted. Not bolt action, lever. A lever gun, like a Winchester, above the wall that they filled with lead in the barrel, but it's a full working gun. It looks nice. Let's see what the geese are doing here. They're competing for some land. It's probably 2 males and a female. That male is just trying to live. Ooh, I don't want to get involved with that. So I'm gonna back off a little bit, but it's fun nonetheless. So that male is saying, "Get out of here, eh? I'm Canadian, eh, hose head? I'm gonna get you for this." And she says, "Oh, get him, eh? Get that hose head." He says, "I'm gonna do it, okay? Just wait. He's leaving. Let him go." Hoser. "Oh, you're gonna come for me again, eh? Tell him to take off, eh? Come on, honey, do it. Tell him to take off. I'll do it, eh? Hosehead." Now she's mad at him and him. Oh wait, this might be something totally different happening. And we're gone. Look at this rock over here. I don't know if this is the kids or the rest of the flock, but we're gonna stand over here and not think about what's going on. I think they are fighting, actually, now that I look back, but I wasn't sure. It's alright, guys. So, yeah, here's the house. Beautiful. Herkimer diamond mine. Gonna get some diamonds today. A bit behind schedule. The mine just opened a minute ago. Usually I like to be there at opening, but it's raining, so it's not gonna be as crazy as usual. We gotta sharpen the tools here and get rid of these overhangs, because it's one of those breaks off when you're mining and flies out like a bullet. I could have done it last night, but it was a little late by the time we got here and everything. And this morning I decided to go fishing and clear it around. So time flies when you're having fun. That the truth. And you just want to dip it every time you grind it and dry it off. And just keep going back and forth so it's sharp. If you get it too hot, you'll dull the hardness of the metal. And that's that. See you in the mine probably.